Black Channel. The Democrats know they're in trouble with the black vote and it's become nakedly obvious. They're now resorting to desperate last-minute election year stunts. The Black Channel is live. Unapologetic, unadulterated, and absolutely uncompromising. Greetings, brothers and sisters from around the world, and welcome back to the home, the haven, the stronghold, the everlasting super fortress of intelligent black thought. We are the Black Media, and this is the Black Channel. And I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the voice of Black America, the Black Authority, broadcasting to you live from the only historically black college and university of higher education and learning in the cosmos. You are, of course, welcome to join us. And join us you shall, because on tonight's program, I'm just going to warn you all in advance. Tonight's program is going to be a bit of a rant because my level of indignation is absolutely boiled over. And I'm not even going to attempt to try to conceal it. When you see this disgusting pustule on your screen, none other than the slime bag, bedwench, plantation mammy of the so-called Justice Department, which is a laughable term to use when they are the antithesis of justice, and she is now the high priestess of whoredom of injustice. Kristen Clark, as soon as she was thrown the line there, she spent years sitting on Twitter, years talking about how things would be. Oh boy, what she would do if she actually had any political stroke out there. Spent years talking about that, years following those things. Now be damned. Joe Biden becomes president, and all of a sudden, Kristen Clark finds herself in the position of, why, you're actually at the Justice Department. Well, we'll be damned. There you are. And all of a sudden, she becomes just like everyone else. All that talk she had before flies straight out the window. And she just showed, yeah, she was really jockeying for a job. Just jockeying for a job. Well, in case you were wondering or curious whether or not there was trouble over there in Kamala Land, I submit to you, as I have now for the better part of this year, that certainly there is. And do not deceive yourself into believing that Kamala has a shoe-in. Neither she nor Trump is guaranteed. It is a horse race. It's going to be neck and neck down to the wire. And the Democrats are terrified right now. Their internal polling must not look very good. Their internal polling must be telling them all kinds of bad things, because Kamala Harris is begging Donald Trump for a second debate. She spent weeks now begging for a second debate. Now they say she's going to have a banner flying over a Pittsburgh football game or whatever, begging for another debate with Trump. She's like a spurned ex-girlfriend. She's begging for another debate. If you won the first debate so handily, why are you begging for a second one? This is just really, really weird. Or is it? Or is it? Well, that's what's happening on her front. And then over there in the Biden Injustice Department, why, take a look at what they're doing now. A last-minute desperate Hail Mary. Why, Negroes, we've paid attention to it. There was a press conference held by Kristen the Coon Clark. And they were talking about Lexington, Mississippi. So, of course, we're going to find the usual whipping dog. No. Not about the prison down there where folks have been dying for years. Not about that. She doesn't have time to look into that. No investigation's going on there. We're not looking at that. They're looking at the small town of Lexington, Mississippi. And I'm not going to play all of this. I'm just going to play some of it so they can show you that this is a desperate last minute Hail Mary election year stunt to try to say, hey, black folk, we're doing something for you. And of course, Roland the Bowling Ball Martin obviously got his email. Hey, get out there and tell the rest of yo peoples that we doing something for black folks. See? But as usual, it's all lies, deceit, smoke and mirrors, trick bag language, and even worse. I want you to hear some of it. We're not going to play the whole 11 minutes. I'm only going to play select parts of it, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
To announce the findings from our pattern or practice. We are here today to announce the findings from our pattern or practice investigation into the city of Lexington, Mississippi, and the Lexington Police Department. We find reasonable cause to believe that the Lexington Police Department and the city of Lexington engage in a pattern or practice of conduct that violates the First, Fourth, and 14th Amendments of the Constitution, the Safe Streets Act, and Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Specifically, we find that the Lexington police use excessive force, unlawfully stop, search, and arrest people, including by jailing people on illegal, quote, investigative holds, end quote, unlawfully jail people without affording prompt access to court.
You hear this long list of stuff she's reading off now. You see, this is a long list she's reading.
Including by retaliating against critics of the police and unlawfully discriminate against Black people.
Oh, well, I'll be damned. Whoa, what? Hey, where's your bull jive ass minorities, disenfranchised communities, peoples of color? Where the hell did that talk go? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Kristen the Coon Winch Clark can say the word black, and she ain't mixing it with anything. No black and brown, no black and minorities, no people of color, no disenfranchised communities. Well, I'll be damned. All of a sudden, it's black and ain't nothing else. Well, isn't that amazing? Now, where has that been for the last half a decade? Kristen the Coon Winch Clark, where that been? So when it's time to address us, oh, they know how to talk like they got some sense. Now they know how to address us on our terms. Yeah, now that they're looking for a vote and they're looking for our support, now they know how to address us on our terms. Now they ain't talking stupid anymore. Now they're not playing dumb anymore. Now they're not mixing us with other people. Now they're not, none of that, I can't just do something just for black folks. Well, ain't that amazing? All it took is an election year where you're about to get your asses handed to you if you don't get some real margins out there. And what the hell do you know? All of a sudden, she knows how to address black people and just black people. Isn't that amazing? So you hear her with this great big old spitball she doing. This is an 11-minute speech she gave. 11 damn minutes she gave to give you the final report that they've been working on for over a year. By the way, for a year they've been doing it. Don't worry, I've got the 720 degrees of analysis you receive absolutely nowhere else. I want to play a few things in here particularly to show you that, by the way, it wasn't just one time on here why somebody gave this heifer with that ski back hairline a whole damn can of Act Right.
Other times, the Lexington police send people to jail for days or weeks for minor offenses. People are left to languish in jail until they can go before a judge or they can scrape enough money together to pay their fines. This, too, violates people's civil rights. For example, the Lexington police arrested a Black man for allegedly taking $15 worth of gas. The police told him the fine was $300. He couldn't pay it. The police sent him to jail until the next scheduled court date.
Okay, well, so he's Black man. Well, that's interesting. Black man. All right. He's black. She's down there in Lexington, Mississippi, over $15 of gas, y'all. Black folk out here getting murdered, but they found their way to Lexington, Mississippi for $15 of gas. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to speak on whether or not it's justifiable or not. I'm just saying, by the way, we've had a hell of a whole lot bigger things out here. Why are you choosing Lexington? Looks like a stunt. I'm not saying that Lexington does not need attention. I am not saying that there are white supremacists ain't been running the place, because there damn sure are white supremacists all over Mississippi. However, I know a political stunt when I see one. I'm just not going to tolerate any political stunts at all. So she's talking about a Black man was arrested. Okay. Anybody else?
With their guns raised, a police officer batted the man's phone out of his hand, pushed him to the ground, and arrested him. While making arrests, the Lexington police frequently use excessive force. We found instances in which officers used a taser like a cattle prod to punish people or to make them comply more quickly with officers' orders. For example, officers used a taser to shock a Black man 18 times.
We're not even going to play the take a shot game, y'all. If I say take a shot of the liquor every time she says black this time, usually you can't even get tipsy when it's time for them to say the word black. If we sit up here, if you take a shot every time she says black, oh boy, you're going to be toe up from the flow up. So yeah, all of a sudden she found some act right. Black again, black, black, black. Let's hear some more. By the way, let me go ahead and back it up a little bit, but yeah, it's about to become a blackathon.
With officers' orders. For example, officers used a taser to shock a Black man 18 times until he was covered in his own vomit and unable to speak or talk. Officers punch, hit, or kick people who are unarmed and handcuffed. One officer kicked a Black man in the groin so hard that he wet himself. Another used his gun to repeatedly hit a Black man already in handcuffs. Another officer knocked an elderly Black man unconscious.
Y'all hear that? Black, black, black. I'm just letting this play. Black, 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 blackity black, 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 blackity black, black. Well, no. So what happened to the black and brown? No people of color? Just is all of a sudden, Kristen Clark is concerned about Black people and nothing else. Why, she can address Black people and nothing else. You ain't got to sit up here and handcuff them and, pardon the expression, and put her in a headlock to get them to focus on the only people who have a real issue. All of a sudden, you ain't got to fight over it anymore. But here's the poison pill. We're at the 7-minute mark, and I want to let this play here in a moment. So you hear everything she said. I'm going to go to the 8-minute mark so you can hear the last 3 minutes of this. I want you to listen. She's named off all these infractions, all these things have been done wrong, all this terrible stuff. Oh, they got their documentation. They've been looking at it for a year now. We've been investigating the whole thing right here. Lexington, Mississippi, we caught you, Mississippi, damn, in the words of Nina Simone. And now that she's gone down this laundry list where they've compiled all their evidence, we got all this stuff together. Now that you've done that, listen to what she says in summary.
Two was the problem. We found, however, that the discriminatory practices he initiated continue unabated. We've heard recordings of him using his head against the door frame. Black people bear the brunt of the Lexington Police Department's illegal conduct. Lexington's former police chief, Sam Dobbins, who regularly spoke disrespectfully to Black men, set in motion the aggressive enforcement of low-level violations. Dobbins left the department when recordings of him using racial slurs were released. Officials told us that with Dobbins gone, so too was the problem. We found, however, that the discriminatory practices he initiated continue unabated. We also found that Lexington officers frequently tase, punch, and beat Black people without justification, while we identified no such use of force on white people. Low-level traffic violations that resulted in arrest for Black
folks, you heard that part right there? And we found no similar instances of these types of offenses against white people. What does that tell you? These folk here play these games. They already know the numbers. The evidence is already there. They already know that white folk don't get arrested. They already know the police target us. They already know these things. Anybody who goes and investigates it for 5 seconds, the evidence becomes a mountain of paperwork and files proving every bit of it. They just play dumb the rest of the time, like Kristen Clark did about Carolyn Bryant and the murder of Emmett Till, and I will attempt to keep my blood pressure under control when I get to that part, but it will not be easy.
People yielded only warnings or citations for white people. Low-level traffic violations that resulted in arrest for Black people yielded only warnings or citations for white people. The result, 98% of people arrested for traffic offenses are Black. This pattern of racial discrimination not only violates the law, it also erodes the community's trust in law enforcement, the judicial system, and the government more broadly. According to the Bureau of Justice statistics, half of America's police departments have 10 officers or fewer. Every person in the United States enjoys certain fundamental rights, regardless of the size of their town, the contents of their bank account, or the color of their skin. Residents of rural and underserved communities have the same rights and deserve the same protections as people who live in major cities. The Justice Department is committed to providing that protection. Police misconduct in smaller communities may not always garner national attention, but rest assured the Justice Department is watching. No city, no town, no law enforcement agency is too large or too small to evade our efforts to safeguard the constitutional rights that every American enjoys. Small and mid-sized police departments must not be allowed to violate people's civil rights with impunity. Lexington is a small rural community, but its police department has had a heavy hand in people's lives, wreaking havoc through use of excessive force, discriminatory policing, retaliation, and more. For too long, the department has been playing by its own rules and operating with impunity. It's time for this to end. To the people of Lexington, I want you to know that we heard you, we listened to your testimonies, and we thank you for having the courage to speak up. The Lexington Police Department and the city of Lexington have agreed to cooperate with the Justice Department to address the serious challenges we outlined today.
Yeah, you heard it. Right there. That was it. We just want you all to know that we hear you. Now, is that what they said to the Asian community? Damn! Is that what they said to the Jewish community? Is that what they said even to non-citizens, the illegal aliens? Is that what they said to LGBT, the white LGBT community? Did they say this to them? Did they hold a press conference about, we hear you and we want to thank you for having the courage to speak, because if you didn't speak, we couldn't hear you, and we want you to know that now that you've spoken, we hear you. So if you want to know what the damn trick bag is, many of you, as you heard it, and you didn't even need me to play very long before you got it, you were all asking the same thing. Damn all this damn jive talk. If you found people violating our rights and assaulting people, when we coming with the charges? We don't need your damn Klingon hairline to sit up here and figure out for us if there have been abuses. Your job, you buckethead wench, is to hand out indictments. You found Diddy, you found Eric Adams. You have no problem indicting all these black folk. You just sat up here and named where you've named crimes that have been committed. You just listed a laundry list of crimes. And she's not saying a word about what the action will be. But then again, this is the same Kristen Clark who tried to let the McMichaels off for killing Ahmaud Arbery. She's the same one who did that. When she's not letting off white supremacists like the McDonald's or like Carolyn Bryant, she's telling black folk, well, thanks so much for speaking up here. I got to get back to the boule brunch. Y'all niggas try to keep your heads up and your chins down. But yeah, you all heard it. Hey, heifer, what you gonna do about it? We don't need your bucket face ass sitting up here telling us that you found a problem. We found the damn problem. What are you going to do about it? And she just told you, we're not gonna do a damn thing except, well, Lexington police, we're watching. Y'all remember like Martin Lawrence? What was that? They found that security guards at flashlight cops. I see you. So the white supremacists in Lexington, Mississippi, after all this damn time, and by the way, let me show you here. They've been talking about this for a minute. This is from 10 months ago, and there's videos from over a year ago. They arrested a civil rights attorney down there over a year ago. They've been talking about this in Lexington now for over a year.
Not one step back. Come on, y'all. Forward.
Okay, not a sing along, not a cheer along.
Moments of celebration shared between Lexington community members. They say their prayers have been answered as the Department of Justice launches an investigation in their city and police department. It's over concerns of patterns of violating people's constitutional rights.
Based on an
Julian Bond, all right.
An extensive review of information that is publicly available.
Rights.
Based on an extensive review of information that is publicly available and that we received from stakeholders, we conclude there is significant justification to open this investigation now.
Now, please understand, this is Kristen. They misspell her name. It's not Christian. Oh, Mississippi, damn. Anyway, it's Kristen Clark, although who gives a damn? Just understand something, what I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Just understand what you're looking at with that Bill Goldberg forehead she got up there. This is 10 months ago. This press conference you're looking at right here is 10 months ago. And listen to the words she's using 10 months ago.
Based on an extensive review of information that is publicly available and that we received from stakeholders, we conclude there is significant justification to open this investigation now.
So we are elated today because Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark of the Civil Rights Division has done what she said that she would do. We have been fighting the good fight, as John Lewis says, getting in good trouble to see justice come.
The DOJ plans to look into several things within the police department.
Oh, no, that ain't gonna hold me. No, that's not gonna hold me. Where the hell they find this damn lanky ass nigga here? Oh, that swig one. Oh, that drag one gonna hold me. Y'all, I gotta take a Pepto-Bismol break. That drag wasn't gonna hold me. Damn, a teaspoon. I need, let me just tip it back. Oh. Boy, I'm telling you, talking about damn, of all the folk you could be naming, they found some young lanky nigga to talk about John Lewis.
Right. As John Lewis says, getting in good trouble.
Y'all wonder why the hell they still putting boots up asses out there and whatnot. That's who he's lionizing here. So I'll let that speak for itself.
To see justice come.
The DOJ plans to look into several things within the police department, including its use of force and its stops, searches, and arrests. The president of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party says former Lexington police officer Robert Lee Hooker played a big role in why the investigation was launched. Hooker secretly recorded former Lexington Police Chief Sam Dobbins. He was caught using discriminatory language against black people in a conversation.
For him to say what he said was just too appalling, and I couldn't let it go. And I had the information for 4 months before I released it. And I did that because maybe I figured he was having a bad day. He wasn't having a bad day. He was being himself.
They didn't do this for no damn recording. It's not the reason they did it. They didn't do it for a damn recording. They've known about this for years. Lexington has been a problem not for years, but for decades. They've been had this information. And what I'm showing you all is that 10 months ago, Kristen Clark was saying the same damn thing. A year later, she's like, oh, well, yep, publicly available. All these stuff she named off, that wasn't the result of her investigating anything. She was simply naming off complaints that citizens already gave. All of us had access to this information. She didn't bring one damn new piece of information. And most importantly, she didn't say she was gonna do anything. We're going to work with the Lexington Police Department. The only work I want to see on the Lexington Police Department is handcuffs and prison time. That's the only work I want to see them get. They don't need anything else. So just understand, they came down there to make a damn dog and pony show. Oh, we're here. We're in Lexington. We've come down from the mountain in D.C. We hear you. And what are you going to do? Oh, we're going to watch. You've been watching now for over a year. You were called in to take action. Watching is not an action. Because you ain't going to tell no damn body that watching Diddy pile up the damn baby lotion is an action. You're not going to say that. So in Lexington, we need to see action, and there is no action. Although there are other folks out there running interference, rolling the bowling ball. Folks, this damn shirt... This shirt, I just can't with this nigga. This shirt. What do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do here? So, and just understand how it is that Kristen does this stuff. I want to put this in the proper perspective. The reason why they do this is because when they got cover like this, when they have cover like this, and they can do this over and over again, and they can get away with this over and over again, and the old dead black media sits up here and starts running interference. When they do, if you want to know what they pay them for, they pay them to sit up here and do garbage like this. They pay them to do this because what they do is then here comes rolling and whatnot. And, you know, most folks, you got to pay them off like Mayor Adams, you got to pay him some real paper. We're rolling, a year-long subscription to Krispy Kreme and some coupons, and you got him. That's it. Bought and paid for. He's cheap. He's cheap. Let me go ahead here and let me go ahead and, by the way, fair use bowling ball. Fair use. Because they're going to be hating me tonight for this, but fair use. And if you want to know why it is that I've been banging on this kind of thing so damn hard, that is because this is the kind of stuff we need to replace. And if we don't do it, just understand these other folks are putting millions of dollars behind this garbage.
All right, how many times have y'all heard folks say, oh, Biden, Harris, they ain't doing nothing for black people. You don't see them doing anything to address police brutality and what's happening with all these cops out here. Now, I done told y'all that's a flat out lie on many occasions. The Department of Justice under Biden, Harris has been the most aggressive civil rights division since Robert Kennedy was Attorney General.
No, I am never going to take these steel-toed lead-lined boots off this big, fat, hot dog-built bastard's neck. I'm not ever going to do it. Not now, not ever. Not ever. When you tell outrageous, egregious, fairy tale, vicious lies like this is not a mistake. This is not an exaggeration. This is just an outright lie. And he knows it. But he is so desperate to get his finances together that he is still auditioning for a White House press secretary job. He missed the boat under Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. I guess he figures 5th time's the charm. Obama, Clinton, Biden. Let me see if Kamala Harris needs somebody. As if he'll ever get there. But if you want to know what a despicable, disgusting piece of flotsam he is, that statement you just made right there, there's a reason why pathetic little slime balls like him are the reason that the new black media came into existence.
Today, the DOJ announced what has been taking place, the blatant racism taking place in Lexington, Mississippi. Folks.
Now, did you hear what he just said? Now, he just said, they said that the Biden Justice Department ain't doing nothing, and that's a lie. So you have to understand, this lying reverse crack baby, this reverse crackhead, because usually being a crackhead make you skinny. He's a reverse crackhead. He just told you that they say that they're not doing anything, and that's a lie. Then he tells you they came down to Mississippi and they're laying out a plan. They're discussing, they're listening. As if that's doing something.
Been the most aggressive civil rights division since Robert Kennedy was Attorney General. Today, the DOJ announced what has been taking place, the blatant racism taking place in Lexington, Mississippi.
So the DOJ, he's talking about they're aggressive at coming down to Mississippi and talking about there's racism in Mississippi.
Nigga, please.
This Hawaiian biscuit built nigga is sitting up here telling y'all that this is what the Justice Department is doing for us. This is aggressive. Well, this is a very damning commentary on RFK then. If this is the most aggressive Justice Department since RFK, then RFK must have been in the back of the damn White House making cupcakes. And Roland apparently found them and has been eating them ever since. And yes, this nigga forehead looks like a baboon's ass. But in any case, he's sitting up here having to lie this damn big. Yeah, buddy, there's a reason why the audience abandoned you. There's a reason why you're a laughing stock. There's a reason why you hoping that somebody will listen to something else you got to say. There's a reason for that. When you have to go this far off into lying, that you claim they're aggressive, and then you had to just break the immediate next sentence you had to say, well, you broke down and they named off the racism going on there. That's not doing anything. Where are the charges? Where are the indictments? Oh, there aren't any. And that's why he's not using that word. This is how low down this garbage pail kid is. He knows that we looking for indictments and charges. And see, they doing something. We told you, they doing something. They came down and held a press conference to say, yep, y'all sure right. There's racism in Mississippi. Okay, and what you gonna do about we already knew that. What are you going to do about it? we're going to keep an eye on them.
Folks, their findings show that the Lexington, Mississippi Police Department had a pattern of using excessive force, unlawfully jailing people, discriminating against black people. This follows, of course, where their officers were busted and went to prison for brutalizing African Americans. Assistant Attorney General Christian Clark, who heads the Civil Rights Division, details the investigation's results during a Zoom call today with news media. Watch this.
We are here to.
Now, y'all have already heard this right here. By the way, she ain't naming no indictments, no charges, no anything. She's naming off abuses. She's naming off problems. She's naming off incidents. And by the way, I'm a little bit too busy to go arrest anybody here. See if y'all can handle that yourself. See if you all can get somebody handled yourselves, because she damn sure ain't gonna do it. I guess she's trying to figure out if Doug Emhoff wants another side. Damn!
Day to announce the findings from our pattern or practice investigation.
I'm not even going to play this garbage here. Roland let that play for like 3-4 minutes. But, I mean, actually, he let it play. I think he let it play the whole damn thing as if this was going to make a damn bit of difference. So I want you all to see this for yourselves. I want to let the end of it here play and see for yourselves. Roland has been sent out and tasked with telling us that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have done something for us. That's the whole point of this. They threw this damn last minute desperate election year stunt out here and gave him explicit instructions. Now go and tell them folks, we're doing something for black folks. While we came down to Mississippi and we did a listening tour. Oh, I'm sorry. She didn't actually come down to Mississippi, did she? She talked to them over Zoom. Oh, my mistake. He said she talked to them over Zoom. So, we can't even be bothered to come down there. Yeah, we checked our emails. Oh, so is racism down there. You all needed Kristen the Klingon Clark, to tell you all that there's racism in Mississippi. What you don't need her for is to actually do something about it. No, she's here to do that. So Roland's here to run a victory lap.
The Lexington Police Department and the city of Lexington have agreed to cooperate with the Justice Department to address the serious challenges we outlined today as we begin the hard, essential work of rebuilding trust and restoring equal justice under law. We need to continue to hear from the Lexington community in the coming days and weeks. We stand with the people of Lexington to extend justice to all its residents, rich and poor, regardless of their race.
I need every black man and every black woman who's even thinking about voting for Donald Trump to come here and pay attention to what I'm about to tell you right now. What you just heard from Christian Clark, who heads the Civil Rights Division in the Department of Justice under President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, is egregious. It is shocking. It is pathetic.
Yes, what she said is egregious, shocking, pathetic. She is egregious, shocking, and pathetic, and so are you, Roland. Yes, she certainly is.
It is degrading and it is demeaning. And what you just heard would never happen under Donald Trump.
And why would we care for it to? What the hell do we need a damn press conference for? Donald Trump is saving us the time and not wasting our day pretending that there's going to be a press conference. She held a press conference to do what? He's literally sitting here bragging why Donald Trump would have never held a press conference to tell you, I sees racism, I sees it. This is how desperate he is. They told him, get your big, built like a stack of flapjacks ass out there and go tell black folk that this is what we're doing for them. We see them. And this comes back to the WikiLeaks thing, people. Remember, the Democrats' emails got leaked. Hillary Clinton's emails got leaked. They said, when you meet with Black Lives Matter, do not make any specific promises, but remember the tactics they told them to use in their emails. Remember? The tactic they told them to use was tell them that you empathize. Tell them that you understand. Tell them that you hear their concerns. I feel your pain. But do not make any promises that you're going to take any action. Just sit there and tell them, I'll be an attentive ear. Why, I hear you. Why, I understand. I feel for you. I sympathize. Yeah, that's the tactic they've been using now for a century. Tell them you hear them, but the trick bag is, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, well, implicit in hearing somebody is that they're going to act on what they heard. They're telling you we hear you specifically, so we will not take action. You assume, well, they heard what I said, and they heard there's a problem. So obviously they're going to take action now, right? Right? And no, that is specifically not what they're going to do. This is all just to say, oh, we acknowledge you. We see you. In other words, like the civil rights generation, we see you. We acknowledge you. And what we've always said is we are different in our generation now. We saying what you gonna do about it. We don't want to hear the tactic they use is before they said racism didn't exist. Now they'll admit racism exists. Yeah, they'll acknowledge it anywhere and everywhere you go. Oh, there's racism here. Oh, there's racism over there. There's racism back there. We got a long way to go. Whole lot of work ahead of us. Racism, racism. Okay, we heard that. Okay, we all get it. There's racism. All we want to hear now is what you gonna do about it. Oh, well, we're gonna keep investigating racism. Okay. And this is Roland Martin happily selling everyone else out. This nigga looks like a retarded hamburglar.
Here and pay attention to what I'm about to tell you right now. What you just heard from Christian Clark, who heads the Civil Rights Division in the Department of Justice under President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, is egregious. It is shocking. It is pathetic. It is degrading and it is demeaning. And what you just heard would never happen under Donald Trump. Let me remind y'all, Donald Trump, when he went to the Oval Office, he named Jeff Sessions his Attorney General. They tried to get out of the Baltimore consent decree. A federal judge and the city said, absolutely not. They tried to get out of a consent decree in Chicago. Jeff Sessions literally said, and we're going to find a clip for y'all, we need to pull back on these police and patterns and practices investigations because the cops are suffering from low morale. Bill Barr, who replaced Jeff Sessions, said the exact same thing. So how can you call yourself somebody who cares about black people and you care about justice and you care about equality and you know damn well that there is a 180-degree difference between a Trump Department of Justice and a Biden-Harris Department of Justice?
This nigga is talking and ain't saying nothing. He isn't saying what the Biden Justice Department is doing. Well, Trump, there's a consent decree. It's not as if Biden had anything to do with it. And furthermore, black folk were still getting killed and every damn thing else. Consent decrees did what? What exactly did consent decrees do? And remember what we covered here last week. See, this is the problem with these old niggas from the old dead black media. Remember what we covered last week with Michael Eric Dyson. Remember, folks, when you're listening to a liar who knows that he's been backed into a corner and doesn't have anything to stand on, what do? They start talking and talking and talking and talking and filibustering and babbling on and on. What he's not doing is addressing the words that were said to him. What are you gonna do? Where are the charges? Where are the indictments? Damn a consent decree. If you got time to go after Eric Adams and time to go after Diddy for stocking up on baby lotion, how the hell is it you ain't got, all of a sudden you lost your handcuffs on the way down to Mississippi? All you got from Mississippi is, we're going to watch you. We're going to work with you, but we're going to watch you. Now, that's what you got from Mississippi. For all the black folk here, get your ass in this damn paddy wagon. For Mississippi, oh, we don't have handcuffs for you. Well, we'll have to watch you now. And Roland, He knows that's a damning indictment and he can't actually address it, so he's just going to sit there and babble and babble and babble and talk about Trump so that he doesn't have to talk about, by the way, what has Biden done? What is Biden doing? What is Kristen Clark doing? Oh, they're not doing anything. Otherwise, he would name off all the things they've done. He wouldn't be sitting there. If you want to, even if this were significant, this is just one place. After 4 years, shouldn't Roland be able to rattle off a list of things, folks? Where's your list of accomplishments, Roland? Where's the list of indictments? Where's the list of convictions? Where's the list of charges? If they had actually done something, shouldn't you be talking about much more than Lexington? And he's not. Because there isn't. They threw this Hail Mary at the last minute and told him, all right, get out there and tell your damn people we doing something for them. This is what we're doing. We're going to watch Lexington. We're watching you. She just named off a bunch of crimes and damn them crimes. Well, we'll watch them. We'll keep an eye on them. Let Lexington Police Department know. We're watching you. It took us years before we came down there to say we're watching you. What are you going to do after you finish watching? Watching people does a lot. If we let them know we're watching them, that does a lot. But you don't talk to the Jewish community or anybody else about watching. You tell them about what you've done. Then they start yelling, roll in, they're getting out of line over here. Get your big butterball build ass over here. They're getting out of line. Folks, do y'all see those damn fingers? Damn! Oh, this nigga's hands look like the number 5 is Zaxby's.
And deal with it, nigga.
Y'all remember years ago, Roland took pictures in the damn gym? Remember that? Remember years ago, Roland took pictures in the gym? Remember that? Oh, there's a New Year's resolution that died a quick death. Oh, that didn't make it no damn amount of time.
And there's going to be a big difference between a Trump-Vance Department of Justice and a Harris-Walz Department of Justice. The facts are there. What
are the facts, Roland? Name the facts. Where's the list? Where is the list?
Administration has had more than a dozen police pattern and practices investigations.
Now, this part right here is not funny. Now, I know some of y'all are tripping off what I said there before, and Jason's a riot and a hoot, and sometimes Jason says some outrageously crazy things. They're just madcap comedy. But this right here is not funny to me. I'm dead ass serious right now. People, I want you to understand something. When this hot link built bastard sits up here and says things like that what he's offering to us is investigations, endless investigations. Well, they're investigating. There have been a dozen investigations. You are a worthless slimeball bastard piece of crap when you do that. We need actions. We have been brutalized for centuries. We need specific action. We don't need somebody coming up here trying to sell us trick bag language meant to deceive us, and he knows that's not doing anything. No one asked for an investigation. No one demanded an investigation. You don't need no damn investigation. Get the charges popping. Get the indictments popping. That's what you do. Because when they raid, understand something. I want you all to understand something. Listen to me right now. For anybody who might want to sit up here and listen to this Earl Campbell's hot link built bastard sit up here and lie to you. Understand something. If you were driving down Interstate 20 tonight through Alabama and you got pulled over and they found 5 ounces of coke. I'm talking about the feds pulled you over. If the feds pulled you over on Interstate 20 and you got found with 5 ounces of cocaine in your car, it wouldn't take them a year. No one would be talking about a year of investigation. You would be charged tonight. You would be booked tonight. You'd be fingerprinted tonight. You'd have the case against you looking at jail time tonight. You wouldn't have time to go to YouTube or get to Twitter. As soon as they found the bag, oh, look what we got right here. Okay, you have the right to remain silent. And they would get straight to the work. Now, that's what happens with the Justice Department and the feds. None of them take a year to investigate you. If they pull your card, they pull your card right now. So you're telling us that you found all these infractions and you're still saying, yeah, but we're still, the only thing we're doing is investigating. Wait a minute. But for the rest of us, it ain't no damn investigations. It's charges, indictments, and here we go. So Roland's job, sitting here looking like an elderly Rick Ross, the rapper, not the kingpin, is to sell us all on this trick bag language, and he knows he's lying. He knows he's lying when he says that. He knows he's trying to deceive you. Y'all want charges, you want arrests, you want indictments. Well, the Bidens, they've been given investigations. And we all know investigations don't do anything. Indictments and charges do. So he's doing everything except what we told him we were looking for. And he knows it. His job, remember, this is the fat bastard who got the email from Donna Brazile giving Hillary Clinton questions. When she debated, Bernie Sanders? This was him. So in case anybody was wondering what his get down is, yeah, this is all he does. I told you, hey, Roland, name off the indictments and the charges. Name them off. And tell us that they outnumber what Trump's Justice Department did. You should be able to compare apples to apples. Folks, if he could, he'd be doing it. He's not saying a word. He's just saying a whole bunch of hot air. But he's not naming the list. Investigations. There's been, y'all saw the way he tried to tee it up to each other. There have been over a dozen. Y'all thought Jason was about to get proven wrong. Jason, there's been a dozen convictions. There's been a dozen investigations.
And a Biden-Harris Department of Justice. And there's going to be a big difference between a Trump-Vance Department of Justice and a Harris-Walz Department of Justice. The facts are there. This administration has had more than a dozen police pattern and practices investigations. They have been investigating police departments all across the country. They have been putting road cops in prison. They have been.
Where's the names? He's saying this stuff and then ain't saying no names. Watch him try to tell you the McMichaels, by the way. Although we all remember, y'all tried to let the McMichaels off. Where's the names, Porky?
Putting individuals committing hate crimes in prison. Can we say the same thing about the Trump-Pence Department of Justice?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You absolutely can.
Absolutely not. I am not confused by any of this. And there is no way in hell any self-respecting black man or black woman or any person of conscience will be willing to vote for a thug like Donald Trump.
No, we should vote for a big purple potato built like you. You know, I don't even bother asking myself, how does he sleep with himself at night? I'm pretty sure between the sleep apnea and the diabetes, he's out like a damn light every night. As a matter of fact, the question isn't how does he sleep? The problem is, how the hell does he get awake again?
Nigga, please.
That would be the only question. And just understand, this is what they pay him to do, is to come out here and be a bald-faced liar. This is what they pay him to do. If he could have named anything, he would have named it. If he could have, he would have. He didn't do it because he can't. That's the problem. And he knows that we're looking for action, and his job is get out there and tell them niggas that we doing something even though we didn't do nothing. Think I'm going to have a contest here on the program. How many X's large do y'all think that t-shirt he's wearing is?
And deal with it, nigga.
I'm just wondering here. How many X's do y'all think it is? Triple X, quadruple X. We're gonna hold a poll or something there, hold a contest, see who can figure out how many X's that is. Kristen Clark is a disgusting pustule of slime oozing down a garbage can. And as if it couldn't possibly be any worse or any more despicable on her part, when you go to Kristen Clark's Twitter page, something, and I gotta tell you right now, I gotta brace myself because things like this just make you spark, and I gotta watch what I say here. This is from July of this year. This is from July of this year. This is Kristen Clark's Twitter page. July of this year. I'm going to say this, and I am not going to mince any words. Kristen Clark is a black Nazi. What? Kristen Clark is a black white supremacist. And if you wish to know why it is that we are clamping down and we are cracking down on people being off code, and folks who are saying we ain't got to mob with y'all because, well, my family immigrated from somewhere else. This is why everybody who's off code, we're having a crackdown. And we are taking no prisoners and we are sparing no change on it. This is nothing but a white supremacist here when you mockingly post something like this. I cannot use the language that properly suits this individual. I am on YouTube right now. The rest of you can use that language. You know, I don't. So I'm a little hamstrung in this regard. I cannot assign to her the language she properly deserves. Perhaps if I had the vocabulary of Snoop Dogg or Dave Chappelle, I could go ahead and let it, or Richard Pryor, I could go ahead and let it rip like it needs to. So I'm not allowed to use some of the language that she has appropriate for her. And I meant that. But what I will say here is that of all of the disgusting, mocking things that could occur, the slutty bedwench who refused to indict Emmett Till's killer till the day that heifer died. We were down there in Mississippi demanding, she got talking about Mississippi. You know, there's something else you didn't do in Mississippi there, Kristen the Coon Wench Clark. There's something else you didn't do in Mississippi. You didn't go indict Carolyn Bryant. As a matter of fact, you did your investigation there. She investigated there. And what in the world happened? She investigated there, and what did they do? We don't see no problems there. Oh, well, can't really do nothing about it. Oh, well, we've investigated, and, oh, well. Oh, well. And she has the gall and the nerve to post this on her page. A couple of months ago, she has the vomit-inducing nerve to post that on her page. Kristen Clark, who let the killer slide. She let the killer off and said, oh, well, we're going to just let her go. I mean, she old and feeble anyway. Kristen Clark did that. Bowling Ball Martin isn't saying a word about that. Did you notice that? He's not naming Carolyn Bryant. He's not talking about the McMichaels. He's not talking about George Zimmerman. He's not talking about any of those. Notice what's missing. He isn't saying a word about the folk we've been talking about. Nothing at all. And then she does this on her page. Y'all got a good mind to sit up here and give her a piece of your mind about this, that she would be so shameless as to do something like this? This is despicable and disgusting. It is subhuman and inhuman. Kristen Clark is not worthy of the slightest scintilla of respect or regard when you let the damn killer off. You got black folk, they gone back decades for them. Take a look at Diddy. A white woman talks about Diddy pinched me on the rump back in the gangster rap era. Here comes the Justice Department. The most infamous civil rights murder in history. And Kristen Clark, with her vaunted legal degrees, says, I don't see how we can make a case. I don't see how we can make a case. I don't see how we can do that. I want you to keep that in mind. That's not a minor offense. That's not a small infraction. This is high treason. If there is anyone who is guilty, thank you, Belize gal, because I can't say what I really want to say. If there's anything that does, if you ever want to sometimes say, Jason, is there anything you don't like about being you? Yes. I can't use certain language I want to use. I got to, like somebody like Dan from Chicago, he can do it. But if one of the one things the drawback for being me, yeah, I can't use the kind of language I want to use. I got to let y'all do it because I can't really sit up here and rip the way I would like to. But this is high treason. This is treason. Period. End of discussion. To do something so heinous, this is mocking a dead black child who was killed. Folks, listen to me. In no uncertain terms, I have told you this since the very day that I signed onto this microphone, going on 2 decades ago. The police, the Justice Department, the FBI, they can charge you with anything. There isn't anything you can do that they don't have a law against. There isn't any infraction of the law that you can commit that they don't already have a penalty for, that they don't already have a way to get you for it. None. None. How in the hell do you figure that we got so many wrongfully incarcerated black folk? Because there's a law to grab you for anything. And there's a justification for it for anything. When it was time to grab Carolyn Bryant, although Freudian slip there. When it was time to grab her, all of a sudden, Kristen the Bedwinchin Oh, well, no, I can't do nothing with that right there. What are you talking about? You all have locked up folk for far less. You've gotten convictions for far less. They are easily able to grab convictions for far less. Yet when this showed up all of a sudden, and what Kristen Clark is showing here, and you have a right to here, because here's the real issue for you, Kristen. There isn't gonna be a golden parachute for you. That's not going to happen. You were part of the Biden administration. Oh yeah, by the way, one more thing. I say she's part of the Biden administration, but actually she may be a part of the Harris administration. What? You see, Kamala Harris is already saying, and some of her people around her are already alluding, that they're afraid that they will not be able to get cabinet people through the House or the Senate if the Democrats win the presidency but don't get the House and the Senate. They're afraid that they won't be able to get confirmations under Kamala Harris. So she may just end up keeping the people who are in their positions now if she becomes president. So Kristen Clark is probably praying to whatever demonic deity she believes in that Kamala Harris wins, because if Kamala loses, I'm code switching there. If Kamala loses, there is no golden parachute for Kristen. Folks, ain't no damn prestigious law firms trying to get a hold of this sidewalk-built forehead heifer. Nobody's trying to do that. This heifer forehead looked like a pack of pizza dough. What? No, there's no law firm trying to grab her and draft her. There are no law students in the boy. That Kristen Clark, she really is a dynamo, man. There's nobody saying that. She doesn't have anything to look forward to, except maybe some little old penny in the ass assistant professor position at some no-name backwater college somewhere. That's all. But there isn't any law firm. The Cochran firm isn't like, boy, you know, we have somebody like Kristen Clark here, we'd really be good. Nobody's saying that. It ain't happening. That invite ain't coming. No, that forehead looks like Lizzo's ass. I'm talking about complete with the dimples in the cellulite dimples in the middle. What the hell going on? Then she trying to wear her hair longer. Hey, baby, if you gonna do like Black China, just go see her damn plastic surgeon and get it over with. Stop bull jiving around. Take your ass down to Miami. Let the man go ahead and make the incision and pull that damn thing forward. You ain't getting no younger or cuter. Go get some of that transsexual, transgender surgery, reassignment surgery money and go see if you can pull that damn hairline on forward some, whatnot. This is getting crazy up in here. She looking like Yokozuna's thigh on that forehead. How the hell do you have cellulite and dimples in your forehead like that? How is this happening? Hell yes, I'm gonna bomb on you every single damn time. I'm gonna bomb on you every damn time. Because this is disgraceful and this is what we got to live with. Understand something. The murder of Emmett Till was a symbolic paradigm shift in American history. It was a historic milestone in American history. There was before the murder of Emmett Till, then there was after the murder of Emmett Till. Punishing the white supremacists who committed that murder has a tremendous historical and social significance in America. from sea to shining sea, from Gulf Coast to Canada coast, Canada border. That resonates everywhere. And the idea, this is what this villainous ass-kissing wench did, the idea that after all these decades that we are gonna go door to door, open the hell up, and we are gonna round up all the white supremacists for their crimes and their misdeeds, no matter how old you've gotten. Don't you understand, for an old, unreconstructed segregationist like Joe Biden and the rest of them, do you understand in America what the optics of that would look like if you're marching Carolyn Bryant in her wheelchair with her oxygen tank and telling her, you are going on trial for your crimes. You are not going back home. You will be in the custody of the U.S. government for the remainder of your years as this creeps its way through the court system. Those optics right there, you would have absolute calamity. They would be beside themselves. Because understand something, we all saw the movie, those of us a certain age, Mississippi Burning. If you were to go off and do something like that, do you realize that you just overturned all the history books? Because there's one more chapter in that story that wasn't written yet. So you see, that's how you refresh such a thing. When you come back and you go grab them folks and put them in prison later, you've shown everybody that, oh, the story's not over yet. This story is still being written. This story is still ongoing and it's still being written. That's why they don't want to pursue any of these. That's why they're hoping that all of them go ahead and hurry up and die so that they will not have to be responsible for frog marching them into court and showing those pictures. Because they know we gonna show up, we gonna show out, we gonna be there, folks gonna be lined up around the courthouse. That is the trial of the century. Not Sean Diddy Combs having a damn weekend at Bernie's.
Nigga, please.
The trial of the century would be for an historical villain of the caliber of Carolyn Bryant. That's the trial of the century. And this is why I want to talk about this tonight, because understand what we are up against. Your HBCUs are bastions of boonery, buffoonery, and lampoonery. They are not bastions of excellence. We don't have that. If we did, then our legal class, and we don't have one. I have to keep reminding you all, when folks, I'm so glad I think that the messages finally started getting through to people. They don't ask me about this anymore. Folks, we don't have a black legal class. We don't have it. We don't have it. Johnny Cochran was the last of the breed. We don't have it. We have an endless parade of shameless ambulance chasers. And they're not even very good. These niggas got to go off and go play wiffle ball. It's not like they can go after a really big case, or it's not like you dealing with F. Lee Bailey or something here. I mean, we got damn me the Keystone Cops. We don't have a black legal class. We don't have a black legal community. Everywhere you go in America, it's the same damn thing. You go to Atlanta, all you got is a bunch of HBCU hoes. I said it.
And deal with it, nigga.
Who want to sit up here and make the news or go show up at their sororities and put up hand symbols. And the black males in the so-called legal community, don't even get me started on them. Them fellas, all of them are competing to see who can outdo Diddy. Let's just keep it a $103. Cause it's the truth. Atlanta, DC, Chicago, New York, you don't have a black legal class. You have a bunch of incompetent baboons sitting up here playing with themselves and the fella's trying to figure out how they can get the most expensive car they can so that he can get to work adjusting the underwear of all the local females. Never mind the police on a rampage. Never mind the judges who need to be indicted. Never mind that. That's immaterial. Bunch of crooked ass slip and fall artists. And that's all they're looking for. So if you want to know why we ain't got nothing done, that's what the HBCUs are doing. And the shame of it, let me go ahead and explain one more time here. With this DiGiorno's pizza built face nigga on my screen. Let me explain something to y'all. Your HBCUs are financially struggling. They don't have an endowment worth a damn. You know why? Because they can talk about all the lawyers that come through their schools. Their lawyers, all their legal community that's come through their schools. Most black lawyers get their degrees from HBCUs. Then if they were so great at it and there's so many of them, then why is it I got more of my savings than you all got in your damn endowments? Damn! Why is that? You have to go on bended knee, beggar's cup in hand. But the students who've been through your schools and whatnot, they're on Facebook and every damn thing else. They'll go get one tailored suit and whatnot and go see if they can go buy them some used Maserati and pass it off as new. And then from there, that's it, man. It's to the freak off. And yet, they're not kicking nothing back down to the schools they came from. That tells you how much they value what they got from you. They ain't even kicking nothing back down to y'all. I'm just the guy who's explaining to you all, this is what it really is. This right here is what it really is. We don't have a legal class. If you do have one or two that are reasonably competent, they get snapped up by the white law firms. Not you, Kristen. Not you. Don't get excited, baby. Not you. I'm not talking about you. You got your job because you were a dependable ass kisser. That's how you got yours. It has nothing to do with competence. You should be fetching coffee. That's what, I'm not sure you can do that adequately. You should be fetching coffee and renewing magazine subscriptions at the Justice Department. That's what you should be doing. But folks, we don't have one. We don't have a black legal class. We don't have one. Folks want to be excellent at being rappers, at being ball players. They want to do that. It's like, okay, we're getting the legal fields. Like, not so sure about that. Okay, just understand this is what we stuck with. This is what we get stuck with. So, our generation, among all the things that need to be done, by the way, at some point we're going to have to see about making an investment in a black legal class, because the old niggas and the establishment niggas ain't going to do it. They're all sitting around jockeying for position to get the job. They're not trying to change anything. They're all sitting around trying to figure out where the next luncheon is. But they're not out here on the streets, and they're not saying, hey, we keeping score of who's getting something done and who isn't. And one more thing. They all are circling the wagons for each other.
Alrighty then.
They're circling the wagons for each other. They all got each other's backs. That's why you don't see them sniping at each other. We can afford to be unapologetic, and we call it straight down the middle. I've had folks who are in my documentary films. If I'm hearing stuff that's off code, I have never ducked it. Because I don't answer to them. I answer to the people. I'm not worried about getting some odd looks or creating an awkward situation at the next fraternity get-together. I'm not worried about am I going to be able to shoot my shot with one of the chicks at the sorority get-together so I can be her 60th or 70th in line.
And deal with it, nigga.
Auntie, chill.
I ain't worried about that. So since that's not my priority, I get to say something different. I don't have to cover for anybody. I don't have to compromise my positions. I don't have to compromise myself. You get over there with Roland. Let me tell y'all something right now. I was looking at this thing here. I have to go back and go find it. I was looking at this thing about Eric Adams talking about he endorsing Kamala Harris. I'm like, okay, but dude, her Justice Department has been investigating you all this damn time, and you were still endorsing her? That's what folks are saying. Eric, you're endorsing her while she's investigating you, or is this real? Is this the real world? So she's investigating you for indictment, and you're endorsing her. Really? See, that's how tight-knit it is. That's how lockjaw you gotta be to roll with them. This is the terms under which you will exist. They cover for each other. That's why the legal community, the old dead black media, all of it got to go. And you have to be straight up and brutal about it, because otherwise this is what we end up with. We end up with this. People lying to your face, talking about the great things that the Biden Justice Department is doing, and then you're like, wait a minute, they didn't do anything. Well, they're investigating. That sounds like a committee and a commission. We don't want any more committees or commissions. We said charges and indictments. You know what they do to us. Let me tell y'all something here. The first few times we get a few of them through there and whatnot, that makes the wall crumble. Remember, we started changing things after Trayvon Martin. No thanks to the old dead black media, by the way. No thanks to Roland. No thanks to Tom Joyner. No thanks to Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, we got things changed. No thanks to any of them. Why, they were on the side of the bad guys. And one more thing here. If I may be so bold, let me see if I can make this work here. Because I want y'all to see some of the nonsensory going on here. This is the comment section. Take a look on your screens. On last night's program, you want to talk about the low IQ and dumbness and denseness of the Kamala Harris supporters. This is the comment section under Roland's video. This type of investigation need to be done all across America. Are all of these officers and leaders going to be held accountable? Put them in prison so they can feel what black folk felt. They need to be charged. You see how this is breaking down, right? I highly doubt it. It's my biggest frustration. One person, she almost referenced it directly, almost. Trump and Vance wouldn't have a civil rights division in the DOJ. Folks, this is political football. You're treating politics like a football game. We're the Democrats' jersey. Trump and Vance. Oh, those are the Raiders. I'm Green Bay. This isn't about standing up for no damn football team. This is about facts. There is no difference between Biden's Justice Department and Trump's Justice Department, except one wants to pretend it did something for black folk, and the other one's not even lying and pretending. Black brothers and sisters, share this video with as many of our people as you can. It is very important. There are plenty of us white people who believe this type of policing is horrid. I'll let this comment speak for itself, y'all. I'll let this speak for itself. I and many will back you up. Yeah, they're going to back you into a corner. God says, love your neighbor as you would be treated. Shameful these police. Y'all hear that? Now, if it was black folk messing up these white people from sea to shining sea, we'd be talking about God. They'd be talking about, where are the charges? If you had a whole police department, and this is most police departments, targeting white people, this isn't the response you would get from white people. If you had a whole police department targeting white people, you wouldn't be hearing this kind of mess. Take a look at this one here. Gregory Easterling. Put on your dunce cap, nigga. And I got another thing to say. I bet you won't see this on another mainstream media show. Roland's not mainstream. As big as this issue is, thank you, Roland. Oh, that was it. Oh, I'm not going to be able to take it. Oh, that was it. Oh, damn the Pepto. Damn the Pepto. Give me some damn milk of magnesia, some Gaviscon in this bastard. Some Prilosec. Oh, I can't take this one. Y'all, I had to get up out my chair. I had to get up out of my seat. Oh, this will be the last time I ever read these comments. Oh, I can't deal with this level of coonery. This will be the final. I'm never gonna go venture down to this comment section again. I was not ready. Oh, this is what I get for being impromptu on the program here. Oh, I will never repeat this mistake. Oh, I just got a wild hair up my backside and ventured down to the comment section. How bad could it be? I ran into a damn Roland Martin ass kisser? How lame does your life have to be? I know y'all like to make fun of Elijah. How lame? Elijah ain't never did nothing like this. How lame does your life have to be? And this is the nigga you kiss. This is the guy you ask him. Man, look here. If y'all, this will be the last time I ever do this. I'm gonna have to check this beforehand. Y'all don't let me walk off into nothing like that again unprepared. Don't let me walk into nothing unprepared. Oh, I'm never gonna do this again. Oh, I grossly underestimated the stupidity you could find in this comment. I just figured it was gonna be the usual, generic great value brand dumbassery. I had no idea this was coming. Oh man. And then had me saying, I'm like, I'm getting a headache. I'm getting a headache reading that. Oh, goodness gracious. I would pay so much more in taxes if I could see the DOJ do this non-stop countrywide in a relentless sweep for every injustice. If the DOJ would do this, what you all heard me talking about here. Yeah, he's like, I want them to do this across the country. Yeah. Not just Mississippi. This is happening all over the USA, and they need to also go after these corrupt police unions. Dude, they're not going after nothing. They just told you what they're going to do. We see it. We're just going to keep an eye on them. They told you what they're going to do. They're not going to do anything. Racism still exists. No surprise here. Okay, and they ain't talking about the damn point, which is what we're going to do about it. Oh, here comes this damn mess right here. Black women, sidebar. Let me address the black women right quick. Sisters, y'all are gonna have to have a damn purge here, man. Y'all are gonna have to start checking and calling out the damn buffoonery among the females, man. These sisters are doing their thing. There's gotta be, folks got to get on this kind of garbage here. Letitia James, Fannie the Mammy, Judge Chuquan, Ketanji Brown, Jasmine Crockett, Kamala Harris are going to get to the bottom of it and do the right thing. I mean, we got a bunch of young old church ladies. The females need to start checking other chicks who talk stupid like this. Y'all need to stop with all this damn locking hands and circling the wagons and getting in lockstep. Damn all that. Damn all that. This is not the time for keeping it fake. I'm voting and praying that someone come to Swainsboro, Georgia and uncover the judiciary dirt here too. You mean another investigation that will end with a, well, you were right. They're doing some dirty stuff here. We're going to keep an eye on them. Rolling is here in Oklahoma City. It's every damn where. But you know what isn't everywhere? Arrests, indictments, RICO charges. If you have a whole police department that is operating in what you yourself, Kristen the Bedwinchin Clark, says is criminal behavior, if Diddy, folks, let me remind you, if Diddy is running a criminal enterprise where their payment is sex, he's spending a criminal enterprise, not that makes money, a criminal enterprise that spends money, and the profit that they make is sex, then why are these police departments not being treated as criminal enterprises that are using gratification for brutalizing and abusing people as their profit? Since Biden and Kristen Clark's Justice Department have stated that that is now a legal rationale for a RICO charge. You can be guilty of an enterprise that doesn't make money, but that gets sexual gratification. Well, then in that case, why are these police departments not eligible for a RICO charge? Why the hell are we talking about investigations? Shouldn't they be lined up for RICO? You've already given off a laundry list of evidence against them. Why are we not seeing that? If that's what it is, that should be very straightforward. Too many of us are still on a plantation in our head. Also, an intervention in policing is needed before the boils over start. And then you got the real deluded. Trump hadn't spent 5 minutes in jail for all his... Folks, all them hoes. Did he say hoes? I damn sure did.
And deal with it, nigga.
All you hoes from back in the 80s and 90s who was smoking crack and doing drugs and, you know, you was laid out on a stoop somewhere and whatnot and you figured, oh, well, I was young and stupid. And meanwhile, your kids, you were pregnant and the kids are smoking all this stuff and ingesting it and taking it in their veins and whatnot. I just want you old heifers to know them little bastards are grown now. They're grown. They've gotten older. They didn't get smarter. They never recovered from what the hell you did. They never recovered from it. And this is as far as their attention span can go. This is it. They are grown. Hell, they got the right to vote now. They can't keep up with the issue in front of them. You cannot hold them onto a train of thought to save your damn life. This is why these folks keep repeating stuff to them over and over again, because they just go into a trance. Just every answer now is Trump, 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 Trump. Like, damn you, the little creatures on Despicable Me. So I'm just saying, y'all, it's just this. I know some of you chicks, y'all told yourselves, I hope it be all right for little Pookie. It ain't all right. Hey, old heifer, I'm here to let your ass know it's not all right. It isn't. This nigga is out here today. He's stealing sugar packets from the 7-Eleven. What? He's wearing 2 left shoes And he's in Roland's comment section talking about Trump. He's in Roland's comment section talking about damn me Trump. That has nothing to do with a damn thing. Trump needs to be in jail. Okay, so Trump needs to be in jail, but Roland ain't said nothing about jail time for the damn cops on the video you just watched. He just skipped right over that. Roland didn't say a damn word about anybody being prosecuted or indicted or charged with anything. The damn comment section is sitting up here dancing like a Kenyan village here. They got the drums and the tambourines. They ready to celebrate. Celebrate what? If Mississippi don't vote. By the way, for the crack babies, Jason, why you being so hard on them? Because this nigga, did you not see these two comments together? If Mississippi, this is the same guy talking about Trump. If Mississippi people don't vote these people out, nothing will change. Nothing. If you don't vote, then don't complain. There's some chick out there somewhere and whatnot. She watched this nigga since he grew up and whatnot. He was a little short, stubby dude with little clumps for fingers and whatnot. And he can't even play the piano. It's like playing the piano with your toes. And she watched him grow up and things. And she let that nigga listen to Tom Joyner and watch Roland Martin and TV One. And after all these damn decades, this is what you got. I bet you this bastard can tell you every damn tweet that Obama ever put out. Every time Michelle Obama danced the Dougie, I'm pretty sure he can do that right there. But following a train of thought, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. You voted for Obama, what we got? You voted for Biden, and okay, what's gonna change in Mississippi? Well, they looking at you. See that? These are the kind of niggas right here so damn slow. Well, that's their first step, Jason. See, first we got to acknowledge the problem, then we got to do something. Well, then when they pull us over, they just get straight to work. Why come we can't get that from the same Justice Department? When they arrest us, they get straight to work. So, folks, this is a desperate last-minute attempt by the Biden administration and Kamala Harris. She's hoping against hope that nobody's paying attention. She's hoping against hope that that there are enough simple-minded people that you're going to see Kristen Clark's forehead come bouncing across the room like a basketball, and then you're just going to go along with it. That's what they're hoping. That's what they're looking for. That to happen. We supposed to do that. However, you might disagree. Therefore, we're going to go ahead and open up the Zoom for a couple of minutes here. I'm not going to be on too much longer here tonight because I got work to do over here on this end. I got work to get my blood pressure back down now after this nonsense. But I'll go ahead and give you an opportunity to weigh in on this if you want to. If not, that's perfectly fine too, by the way, because the sooner I get done with this, the sooner I can get back to work on it here. In the meantime, I want to thank everyone, and I do mean everybody who has contributed to support tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. To my man, Mr. Rich Bird, to Abigail, thank you very much for your support. J Ham, Cornell Sly, and Nancy King. Thank you all very much here for contributing in the Super Chat. I got some folks here who gave out some memberships here, so thank you very much for your support there as well. We're going to take a very brief non-commercial break. When we come back, we'll be talking about this and more. This is the Black Channel.
Are you looking for real financial advice? Thornton Financial is here to help. Certified financial planner Jason Thornton specializes in tax and wealth planning. Are you living paycheck to paycheck with no retirement plan? Do you need help with the IRS? Book your free consultation with Thornton Financial today. Budgeting, savings, debt management, and retirement. Even tax debt settlements. Get the advice you need to live your best life. Book your free consultation appointment today. Go to www.thornton-financial.com.
Hi, I'm Mr. B, and I welcome you to visit my website, mrbtheteacher.com. Explore our site for my latest book, my blog, and podcast that are packed with insightful articles, tips, and strategies to help students navigate the educational journey. Need more help? Check out my education consulting and tutoring services for engaging lessons, downloadable resources, and personalized learning plans. Please join us at mrbtheteacher.com today. Thank you all for listening.
Order yours today to experience all the benefits of Ash Kickin' Body Butter. With skin so smooth and soft, you'll thank us for it. Shop Ash Kickin' online. That's ASHKICKIN.com.
Hi, this is Brenda Starr, creator of Poetry with a Purpose and author of the book Pressed But Not Crushed. Pressed But Not Crushed is an anthology of political poems that address current and historical issues in American descendants of slave population and African American population. The book describes slaveries and its residuals, Jim Crow segregation, social depredation, and other relevant issues to American descendants of slaves and African Americans, including the current political climate that does not address our issues.
This is the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. Very glad to be with you all here this evening. Let's see, Big Tech. By the way, Big Tech sent me a few dollars this to give me some Pepto. I'm like, nah, niggas, we beyond Pepto at this point right here. I need a prescription for something. I need me and Roland about to be at the same dialysis clinic here in a minute. What? So yeah, I need a prescription for something. Pepto is not gonna make it after the night. So for all of you right here, I give my apologies that I sat up here and went on an adventure and let me experiment. What's going on down here in these comments? I'll be damned. Last time we gonna do that. Last time we are going to do that. In the chat room there, 8ammovie.com. My moms will post that to you here in just a moment. But for those of you who have not there, the tickets are on sale for that. I've been having the devil's time here. I am still working on my other venues. We had they had a major issue. I didn't have one. They had one, but now their issue has become my issue. So I've been having a major issue trying to get everything lined up on that, but looking at having that taken care of this week. So what they say, the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. But 8ammovie.com, New York City. You're definitely going to want to keep an eye on that. Don't be surprised if you get surprised. You've been told about that. Don't be surprised if you get surprised. So you want to keep an eye on that as well. Going into an election cycle here, they are demonstrating how worried they actually are, and they should be. We are not going to be an easy takedown by any stretch of the imagination, and you can only wonder what their internal polling is telling them. You can only wonder what their internal polling must be saying to them if they're sending Kristen Clark out to do a shameless puff piece press conference to simply say, oh, y'all told us there's problems in Lexington, Mississippi. Well, yeah, there's problems there. We're not going to do anything, but you should know that wherever evil lurks its head, the shadow knows. She held a press conference over Zoom, didn't even have the decency to go down there in person, but then again, you might have had to see some people and answer some real questions. But yeah, by the way, we're not going to do anything. So here they are, a little over a month before Election Day, and then they go throw this out there. So that gives you a heads up now that this is splatted like a bug on a windshield. What it tells you is, they're going to try something else. They're going to try something else because this ain't going to do it. So this October, look for something else to happen. They need something major. They are obviously signaling that their black support simply isn't there. And by simply isn't there, folks, please understand, Joe Biden won by 48,000 votes. That's it, 48,000. I showed you all the articles that said that Kamala needs a major turnout. She can't just get a little bit. Kamala needs black folk to show up for her for real. Remember this article from Politico? You'll never hear this from Roland Martin. Basically, she needs incredible turnout among black voters, but there are warning signs. This is the reason why I'm showing this to you all. So I didn't just come up with this out of nowhere. Didn't just jump up out of nowhere. So I wonder what their internal polling is telling them is going on. It must be saying something pretty damn frightening if this is what they're having to resort to. They got reasons for it. Especially doing this here at the last minute. You've been sitting on it for a year. You held a press conference to say, oh, yeah, about that Lexington thing. Yeah, we took a look at it and, just let them know that, to all who worship evil's might, beware my power, Green Lantern's forehead. That's it. We'll be watching them all. And that's what they're going to be doing. So just be aware. Going forward here, that's what they'll be doing. Month of October, look for something else. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. If you are new here to the Black Channel, welcome to the Haven of Intelligent Black Thought. We do this every weekend, holidays, and some days in between. Click that red subscribe button. Click that yellow notification bell. Join us each and every time that we're here. If you haven't been to our website, blackchannelfilms.com, you want to go check out all of our documentary work, including a link to get to 8 a.m. So you can go ahead and take a look at that for tickets in New York, coming elsewhere soon. Blackchannelfilms.com. That is blackchannelfilms.com. I want to thank all of you for contributing to support tonight's program. On PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo, thank you very much for your support. I want to thank all of you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Thank you for watching live or recorded. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, black is the future, and the future is uncompromising.